absolutely love Casey's door camera. Ever since I started watching Casey's videos, I thought this was the coolest thing ever to have in a studio. I don't have a studio, but I have a shed, so let's build one in the shed together today.
First things first, you're going to need a camera. This is the GoPro Hero 4. As you can see, it has two ports there. It has a charging port, which is USB, and a mini HDMI port. That's what we're going to use to plug into the TV. We're also going to need the cables to power and signal. So these are the signal cables, HDMI to mini HDMI, USB to USB micro, mini, whatever it is, cable to charge it. Also going to need some brackets. These are just some TV brackets to hang your TV, whatever you want to hang it. And you're going to need a TV as well. This is a 47-inch that I'll be using just so it looks really cool.
This is my door that I'll be using. As you can see, it's not much of a door, it's just a sheet of plywood. But any door will work wherever you want to put this, as long as you can drill a hole through it or mount a camera to the outside. So first, you're going to need to run some power in. I'm just running an extension lead for now to the side of the door so I can plug in the camera and the screen. We're going to do a test build before we start mounting anything or drilling any holes, so that we know that the screen and camera all work together and we know how to wire them properly. Plug your GoPro in with the USB cable. This will give your GoPro constant power to stay on all the time. We're also going to need the HDMI to plug it into the screen. So connect both of those cables up and then we'll plug it into the screen. We're using a micro HDMI to HDMI cable, so the micro part should be in your GoPro and the HDMI in the back of the TV. Then give it a second and voila, it should pop on. Make sure it's oriented the right way and you should see yourself, your GoPro, on the screen. So now it's just time to mount it on the door. I'm going to use a 22mm drill bit to cut a hole for the lens of my GoPro so I can push it through the door. If you have a door that you don't really want to cut a hole in, you can always fix it to the outside of the door and then route your cables through or around so that you don't have to cut any holes in your doors. Ideally, no one will be able to see the camera, so I'm going to drill mine into the middle of this sign that I have on the outside of my door, so hopefully it's not really obvious that there's a camera coming through the door. Now that I've drilled the hole for the GoPro, I'm just going to slip the lens through. That fits in nicely, and I'm just going to secure it with a little screw underneath, so it's literally just friction fit onto the door. Next step is mounting the TV. Mine's a bit unorthodox because I've got these beams on the back of my door, so I had to space it a little bit with these spacers. But other than that, if you just follow the way that your bracket is meant to be mounted, then you shouldn't have any issues. So I mount the bracket to the back of the door, then I mount the arms to the back of the TV, and we're ready to go. We're going to start with the wiring, so we're going to wire everything up as we had it when we did the test build. So we're going to plug in the HDMI first from the TV to the camera. Then we want to power the GoPro, so we want to plug in the USB and make sure you've got the power adapter on the end. Then plug those both into your extension lead. Now is a good time to make sure that all your cables are managed properly and routed in the best way that you can. I'm not going to bother for this video, but if you're doing this as a permanent installation, then it'll save you a lot of hassle in the long run. Lift your screen into place and there we have it, the most overkill peephole door camera that you can get. The bigger the TV, the cooler it looks. I wouldn't recommend putting it on the back of the door like I've done here, but as you can see, I'm a bit constrained for space. I have shelving on both sides of the door, so this is the only place I could do. It works fine if you need to do it like that, but I'd recommend putting it next to the door like Casey has it in his studio, and then just having your camera on the door, which will work much better for most people. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, or if you have any thoughts or suggestions on what I should make next. I'm always making things here, so check out this video next and I'll see you there.